Let's go fishing. I'm on a mission. Just a chance. We'll find us a shady little spot, not too cool, not too high. Perfect for a little fishing.
Guys, things have changed on the lake on Okeechobee. Of course, they're still hitting Hoyt's baits, but regular just spinner bait, guys, spinner bait, and they're not in a semi-grass like they've kind of transitioned a little bit to the reeds. They're out in the reeds. You got to throw that right back in the middle of the reeds, and I'm still using the marsh monkey on the back of the spinner bait. But this morning, I got into them big time in the reeds, and somebody had told me that they had moved out into the reeds, and I thought, well, I'll go out and try it. It worked out pretty good. You'll see. I caught some, broke off on a big one on 65 pound up braid. Had to be a bad place in the line. I mean, but it was a good fish, I could tell. But I couldn't go back and get it. It was wrapped around the reeds, and I didn't want to spook them fish because I was catching them in the reeds. But anyhow, yeah, stop in here at Garrett's Tackle and pick you up a Hoyt's spinner bait. Guys, I'm telling you, you got to get these heavy duty baits that Hoyt make, because you watch me. I cannot, these Mickey Mouse ones, they're okay in open water and stuff, but you got to get these real heavy duty ones right here, guys, because okay, let's see how we do. I'm not sure if I got my main switch on. I put a new cartridge in my life jacket the other day. The heat blew it off. I looked out there in the boat and seen it blowed up and thought, what in the world? Well, the heat will make that thing go off, which is really sensitive, which is good. If you fall in the water, you want that thing to go off. So, got that on, Let's see. Switch is on. The old Yamaha. Lights on. Guys. Put the kill switch on my hand. Not a soul in this parking lot. Got driver this morning. There's not a soul here. The reason is, guys, the grass bite's starting to die a little bit. This is the middle of September, and it just, everything changes here. Next, we get into the fall pattern here in a little bit. It changes. So, but you know, I'm gonna go out and flip a little bit. Well, I headed out, before. I always go out there before daylight. I get out there about 10 minutes, 15 minutes before daylight. And now it's not getting daylight till about 7 o'clock, quarter to 7. It's, the time's changing. This is getting into October. We're just right, October's right around the corner. And, it's just, wasn't no moonlight out there this morning. It was pretty dark, so I had to go fairly slow. I always look for the flashing light out there, and I know the flashing light, I stay close to it, and you'll not hit anything. You can see it starting to flash right there, and if you ever go out early in the morning, just kind of key in on that, stay right to the left of it out there, and then you can stay in the channel. But Yeah, just a quiet morning. I mean, there was a little bit of wind, but it wasn't real bad. I mean, really, I tell you, I like a little bit of just a little bit of waves. I don't like it really high, but I like a little bit of waves because it helps. And I like throwing the spinnerbait, and for bass. And if you got wind and you got a little bit of rough water and you got spinnerbait, that's a good combination. It really is. And it worked out pretty good this morning. Right before daylight, guys, it is good. Guys and gals, it's the best time of the day. I mean, you can't beat it. Watching that old sun come up over the horizon, and it's just a good time to be out there. Well, I kind of sat down, waited for a little bit before so I could see. I mean, and then as you can see, as the sun starts coming up, I started throwing back in the reeds. I didn't even go in the Kissimmee grass this morning because I haven't been doing any good in the Kissimmee grass, and I've been catching a few in the buggy whips or the reeds or whatever you want to call them on Lake Okeechobee, and yeah, I mean this you could catch them flipping doing this too, but I like to slow roll. A spinnerbait through there, and they were pretty active this morning, which on my behalf kind of helped me. I mean, if they're not, you got to start flipping and just kind of bouncing on their nose. But you can see in the back behind me there, it's a little bit rough, and it's hard to flip and be precise without get 2 or 3 foot of water waves behind you. So I just stuck with Hoyt spinnerbait, and it was a good move on my part because that the bewitching hour I always call it right at daylight, and I started catching fish. But I'm throwing it right back in the middle of them reeds. I mean, I lost 4. I lost one real nice one. He broke my line, but again, the line was bad. It had to be because I had 65 pounds of braid and just was a bad place in the line. You can see that, and the reeds are green. I mean, they're not rotten. I mean, it's hard to get them out of there. That's why you have to use Hoyt spinners and 65-pound test Power Pro and a rod that'll bring it out of there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really. If you watch my hands and stuff, I mean, you gotta really bring them out of there. It's fun, but it's not like you're fighting out in open water, you know, because you got to get them away from them reeds. And they're nice fish. I mean, I didn't catch no big. I had a big one on. I had a 5 or 6 pound one on, I think, probably. And I lost several fish this morning because of the reeds, but that's all right. If you're not, you know, you got to go where they're at. I mean, you know, if I was fishing a tournament this weekend, I'd be concentrating on the buggy whips of the reeds. And you know, if the wind's blowing real hard, I'd be slow rolling like I am out there. I'd be slow rolling a spinnerbait through there and try to pick up something up. And once it come 8 o'clock, then I'd start slow way down and start flipping a black and blue jig in there, or a speed worm or something like that, where you're more precise and just make as many flips as you can and try to get as many bass as you can. Again, I'm using the old Bass Assassin marsh monkey on the back of there, and it seems like that's a trick. When it got daylight, I did see him. I didn't turn on my electronics because I just thought I'd get down through here and looking. But I did see him flipping in here. I seen him flipping shad in here, which kind of helps you. You know, and I've seen that before. And you see them shads in there flipping, and that's just kind of an indicator there's a few fish in there. I was probably 30 or 40 yards down. I'm always looking. I mean, I throw out there, then I'm reeling real slow, but I'm looking down the reed line or the grass line to see if anything's happening, you know, if there's any activity. And out of the corner of my eye, I seen him right down here. I seen one skipping on top of the water. I seen a shad down skipping on top of the water. So I put the electric motor on high and I run down there, and sure enough, they were there. And I just anchored down right there and sat there and caught fish. It'd be nice if they was everywhere. I mean, you know, just get down through there catching them, but they're not. They're, you know, they're only where they're only where the bait's at, where the shad's at. So you gotta kind of indicate where that's at, you know. I guess that big one I broke off on. I mean, he was a nice fish. I mean, he come out of the water and he wrapped around the reeds down there, and the next thing I know, he was off. Yeah. See how I'm trying to get him out of there? I didn't want to go back in there and get him because spooky other fish and broke my line. Oh well, get him next time. He's swimming around with a white spinnerbait in his mouth right now, though. I got hung up a few times, but it didn't hurt anything. I mean, I still caught fish. This is as far as I could throw back in them reeds. I'm telling you, you can get hung up, but if that's where they're at, you got to do it. I mean, you can throw all day out there in the open water and not catch nothing, but they like cover and the bait likes cover, and that's what you got to do. You got to throw it right back in the middle of them reeds. That's where the fish are. I got a few of them out of there, but I'll tell you what, it was a chore getting them out of there, even them small ones like that. They hit that thing like they're going to jerk it clear out of your hand, which they're pretty aggressive. Kind of a reaction bite thing going on, you know. And we're on the back side of the moon now. We're getting away from that a little bit, and then the fishing should start picking back up a little bit. And the water's starting to cool down a little bit too, which is a good thing, you know. So I went out a couple days and I never caught a fish. I never got a bite and never caught a fish. And you just gotta, you know, you gotta get out of that mind frame that, you know, what happened yesterday or what happened this summer is not going to be the thing in the fall. So you got to switch around, do something different, change baits, change areas, you know, just kind of change tactics, and you just got to keep switching around. It's kind of like a crossword puzzle thing. It's a mind game thing. You know, you got to keep thinking, well, what will work? Maybe this will work. Maybe they're over here. Maybe they're in the grass. Maybe they're in the reeds. Maybe they're up on the hard wall, or you know, maybe they're out there in the open. You just gotta. I don't know. It's a mind game. I think it's a challenge every day. Every day, it's a challenge, and that's what I like about it. It's a challenge. And this is a challenge, getting them out of them heavy reeds. It really is. So anybody says you can go in there with 10-pound test, I beg to differ. I'm telling you right now. You can see what I'm doing. Both hands. Pulling on that heavy duty rod, both hands to get him out of there. Yeah. But I got him out of there. It's a good thing. I didn't do much. I didn't throw the swim jig much this morning. See there, throw that double-bladed willow leaf spinner. I got the copper color and black and blue with black and blue Bass Assassin Marsh Monkey trailer, and that's what's catching them on. Hard to get them out of them reeds. Them reeds are tough. This is the time of year, though. Everybody's struggling a little bit right now because it's just a transition. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and what's starting to happen too is people are starting to get trips. They're getting trips, you know, and some of the guides, and then it's just tough to catch fish. You know, you just got to go out there to look around, try to catch them. Confidence, guys. It takes confidence. You know what I'm saying? If you got a bait on, and you catch one or two on, then you think this will catch fish. And it's another game of confidence in your bait, and that's. I broke off on that one, and I thought, oh man, I don't think I got any more of those. And I started throwing the horticator out there, and the horticator just wasn't doing it. And I thought, I don't have any more of them other ones. Well, I looked on the back of my deck, and there was one laying there just like I was using, and I put it on, started catching fish again. They wasn't hitting anything else. I mean, they wasn't hitting sinkos, they wasn't hitting swimming worms, they wasn't hitting anything but this spinner bait I've got on here, Hoyt spinner bait. This is the only thing I can catch them on. And I tried everything here. Didn't video it, but I tried everything. This was the only thing they would hit. That Hoyt spinner bait, that willow leaf. I really don't like using a Colorado blade when the wind's blowing like this, because what happens with a Colorado blade, I like the willow leaf because it takes you down into the reeds a little bit. A Colorado blade will bring you up. It'll lift up on the boat or the bait a little bit. And I like to stay right down the middle of them reeds because they're just, they're like when that wind's blowing like from the back of me like that, their nose is looking right at me. Their back end's not towards the wind, because that's a current coming through. The wind's making current coming through there, and their nose is pointed right at that current. So when you throw it in there and you bring it toward you, if you look at them reeds, they're kind of bent over, and the fish are looking right straight towards me. They're not looking, they're looking right straight towards me. So you got to bring that right up beside them, like another fish is swimming right beside them. You understand what I'm saying? And they just, they see it go by, and it's a reaction, and they nail it. Had a good morning, really good morning. And a spinnerbait, it's like a Senko, guys. It's kind of easy to throw, really. I mean, it's not rocket science. You just throw it out there and reel it in real slow. I don't burn them with spinnerbaits. I just go real slow. Even I used to use this right here for muskie fishing. That one right there, I'd slow roll after them up big old muskies, And that's how I got in the northern pike and and stripers. Stripers would eat that horn spinnerbait. Yeah, if I was fishing a tournament coming up, this is what I'd be doing. I'd get me, man, like I said, you can catch some big fish doing this. I had a big one on, had another nice one right in the boat, 3 or 4 pounds. The one I lost was probably 5 or 6 pounds. And, yeah, you get 5 of those and you got 20, 25 pounds. That Hoyt spinnerbait produced today, guys. It really did. I mean, it was a treat. Guys, I thought I'd add some of the fall colors up north there. We're in West Virginia again. You know, they're sending me these, and this is Dolly Sods right there, and that's a maple tree, and that's spruce knob, and this is Dolly Sods again. That's on the Monongahela 4. Guys, here's some crappie jigs that I've been making and tying for this fall. Stop in at Garrett's Tackle Shop and check them out, guys, and check out all the crappie stuff they got. Crappie season, speck season, whatever you want to call it's coming up.